Hello guys, welcome to Coding Player. Today we are going to discuss about an interesting problem related to array. The problem is number of occurring in an array, that like array is an integer array and there is some elements in array, and maybe there is an element which occur 3 times or 4 times, or means odd number of times. We have to find the element which occur odd number of times. So actual problem is that you have an array as input with positive integers, not we are not talking about the negative integers, and all number in array have even number of count except one, means all numbers occurs even times except one. There would be a one integer value in array that would occur odd number of times. So we have to find that number which does not occur which does occur odd number of times. For example, you have an array which have element 22, 11, 32 and so on. Then you have to find the element in the given array, that element which occur odd number of times. Like in the given array 43 occurs 3 times, odd count, and all the elements, if you see the input array, then all the elements occur even number of time. So this is custom input written by me. So I did write every element as 2 times, and there is a 43 which is 3 times. So there would be maybe there would be much more logic. There would be a number of logics. You have your own logics, you can implement it by your own. So I am talking about just simple scenarios and the solution best I can find. So if you have your solution, please post in a comment. So let's discuss first about the solution. So solution 1 is a common solution, very simple solution, that you can run for loop, first for loop. Inside that loop you can again run a for loop till the array size, and pick up the number from the for loop 1 and check the count inside the for loop 2 by comparing the equality. So this is very simple logic, but the complexity would be O n square, means n for the for loop 1 and n for the for loop 2, because there is a nesting of the for loop. So time complexity would be O n square. If you don't know about the time complexity or space complexity, then you can search about it online. There would be a lot of tutorials related to complexity. So I'm not going to discuss the implementation of this solution. You can do it by your own. So there is a solution 2, second solution, which is using hash map. So in this solution we create a hash map object. If you are not familiar with hash map, you can search about it, you can read about it online. Java has an inbuilt hash map. It's a part of the collection framework. So I would consider that you have a basic idea about the hash map. So hash map basically is a key value pair. So we create an object of a hash map, like a hash map integer map equal to new hash map. This integer, first integer is a key and second is the integer is a value in the hash map. Now we run a loop till the array size. Inside that loop, the key of the hash map, key of the map would be the value of the array item at that position. Value of the array at that position means we have to put the key as the value of an array at that position inside the loop. So and in that loop we have to secondly check that if map already has that key, means we already store that value as a key and their count. If we did that, then we have to find it, means we have to find the value of that corresponding key of that array element. There would be a value, some value, 100% there would be some value. So you have to get that value. After getting that value, you will increment that value by 1, because now you are storing second or third time. So you have to increment by 1 and then put the value with the same key, means now it's increment the same key value as 1, means it's occurring to second time or third time or fourth time. Now if the map does not have the key as an array element of that element, that position, then there would be else condition in which you can simply put as that value as a key and the 1 as a count value, as a value of the hash map, because this is occurring the first time, so count would be 1. So this for loop will end, and that array item will store as a key and their count in corresponding hash map value. Now after the loop complete, the array value stored in the map as key with their number of occurrence values. Now we have to run a separate loop till the array size, and inside that loop we have to check if map with the key have value as odd integer, means the map of the key means map with the key as value of the array has a value of odd integer, then means this is odd number of times, then we have to return that key or array value, else we did not find the value which occurs odd number of times in the array. So you can return 1 or 0, it's up to you. The time complexity of this solution would be on, which is far better than the first solution, simple solution. And the problem is that with this solution you have to require an extra space. Why extra space? Because you have to store the value with their count in some different storage like hash map or any other different storage. So for that purpose you have to acquire some extra space. So let's check the solution of this hash map using Java. So I created a class odd number of occurrence odd number of time, and there's the array same array as we saw in the PPT. So I did created a method. I just have to uncomment it and explain what's going on in this method. So there's a method odd occurrence using hash map which take input as given array, means this array. And now I create object of a hash map integer is this is a key, this is value, map equal to new hash map. Now I run a loop, for loop from 0 to array length, given array length, and in that first I would check that map contains key. This is the method of the collection in Java, you can directly use it. Then I'm checking here that if our map object already have that key, means I already have that given array value. So if this already have, then there would be some count. So I have to get the count, means I have to get the value of that corresponding key. So map dot get which take input as a key. So the key is given array item at that position, and this will return as a count, as a value of map corresponding to this key. So we find the count. Now we will put the given array key, means we have to store it again with incremented count, means this is the second or third time. If we did not find that our map has this key, already has this key, then this is the first time we have to put it like map dot put, and the key is given array value or that position, and this is the first time, so you can put it as 1. So after completion of this array, all the values of array will store as a key in hash map and their count as a value in hash map. Now we have to run a separate for loop like z equal to 0 to array length, and in that array I have to check that our map, the previously map which have stored all the key value, our map dot get, means I am checking that our map with this key, means this given array key have odd number or even numbers. Means if it has odd number, then we have to find the value, we can just simply return it, otherwise we didn't find the value, so return it -1. So let's call this method. I just did call this method system.out.println. This is the output message with the calling this method. Input is array is this predefined array. Now if you save this and run this, then you did find 43, because 43 occurs 3 times. If you remove 143 like this, and there is not a single element in array which occur odd number of times, and if you run this, then output would be -1, because there is no element in array which occurs odd number of times. So let's Control Z, undo this. So 43 is our output. Now but the problem was that we need extra space. So is there any other solution so that we can do this with the same time complexity as on, but we don't have to use extra space? So yes, that's it. Maybe your own logic would be different, but I did find another solution. And this is a solution like you have to use bitwise operator XOR. XOR is a bitwise operator. In it will define in every language. You can search about it, you can read about it. There is a special thing about XOR, that XOR of two element is 0 if both element are same, like 43 43, then it will return 0. And XOR of a number, any number x with a 0, like 43 0, 22 0, it will return x, like 22 or 43. 43 0 will return 43, 22 0, 22 with 0 return 22. If 43 with 43, then it will return 0. So this method time complexity is on and no extra space is required. So let's check out the solution of this process. So I did created a method. I just have to uncomment it. There's a method odd occurrence using XOR, and take a input array as given array, and first we initialize as a variable count equal to 0. Suppose we didn't find any element at the first. Now we will run a for loop which will run till given array dot length, and in that I use count equal to count, and this is the XOR operator sign and the given array value at that position. Means if count is 0 and first item is 22, then 0 with 22 will return 22, and 22 will store in the count. So using this loop, if you run through this loop, and at the last this will loop return count. If there is any item in an array which occurs even number of time, it will return 0, and any item which occur odd number of time, then it will return 1. So if you run this method, let's uncomment this. So I am running both methods parallelly and calling XOR output with the method. So let's run this, and yes, the 43 is the output. So we find the output. If you remove the 43, like our array now does not have any element with odd number of occurrence, if you save it and run it, then yes, it returns 0. It returned -1 because I did write -1, and in this case it returning 0 because I did put default as a 0. So if you put -1, then result will be different because I'm using the count variable and returning the count. So I did use a 0. If 0 means no value in array which occurs odd number of times. So that's it guys for today's tutorial. If you have any feedback, please comment, please subscribe my channel. We will keep posting more solution, and this is a very common question for the interview. We will in future keep more interview questions related to array. Thank you.